East. So who is Mauricio, and why is he riding on private jets to Caracas with executives from firms trying to get contracts? And why is he texting Delcy Rodriguez on the regular? Who is he working for?
Okay.
I'm gonna allow you to respond. I'm setting this up because it looks unseemly that essentially you are taking Venezuelan oil money and sending it through a network of campaign donors, corrupt politicians, and lobbyists, and we can't get any documentation on that. We don't have any receipts. So the question is anyone from the administration, directly or indirectly, benefiting from the contracts being doled out in Venezuela?
This hearing didn't just get heated, it erupted. Corruption allegations flew across the room, tempers exploded, and every attempt to answer was met with another interruption. Was this a serious search for the truth, or was it political theater designed to dominate the headlines? Then Marco Rubio fired back with one question that stopped the room cold. How do I prove it if you won't let me speak? What happened next completely changed the direction of the hearing. Watch the full exchange and decide for yourself who won this political showdown.
Thank you, Secretary Rubio. Representative Kamalager-Dove.
So, Mr. Secretary, 5 months ago, you essentially became the new overlord of Venezuela, taking control of the country's oil revenues and giving foreign companies access to its oil and minerals. But you have provided no real transparency about where the money is going and who is benefiting from this arrangement. I want to now talk a little bit about Mauricio Claver-Carrón. So, Mr. Secretary, you've known Mr. Claver-Carrón for many years, correct?
I don't know how many years, but sure.
Okay. We know that he was special envoy to Latin America. He's also a former lobbyist who supported your presidential campaign, I think in 2016. And now he runs a private equity firm that is seeking $1 billion in investments in Latin America. Apparently, he is seen as your right-hand man on Venezuela. But he's not a federal employee, and he's not bound by rules about financial disclosures or conflict of interest. According to the Washington Post, he acts like a kingmaker in Venezuela, helping to determine which private companies get contracts and access. And that's concerning because in January, you gave confidential licenses for Venezuelan oil to a company that had been charged with bribery by the Department of Justice and employs a trader who gave $6 million to Trump's campaign. Some have said that Mauricio is the Jared Kushner of Latin America, but Mauricio has said that Jared Kushner is the Mauricio of the Middle East. So who is Mauricio, and why is he riding on private jets to Caracas with executives from firms trying to get contracts? And why is he texting Delcy Rodriguez on the regular? Who is he working for?
Okay.
I'm gonna allow you to respond. I'm setting this up because it looks unseemly that essentially you are taking Venezuelan oil money and sending it through a network of campaign donors, corrupt politicians, and lobbyists, and we can't get any documentation on that. We don't have any receipts. So the question is anyone from the administration, directly or indirectly, benefiting from the contracts being doled out in Venezuela?
Is this where I get to answer?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Number one is the number of people. Mauricio is one of many people that are involved in what's happening in Venezuela. There's not a day that goes by that we don't have someone who's interested in what's happening in Venezuela for a variety of reasons. Nor is he the only person in the United States that directly contacts Delcy Rodriguez and others. There is a stampede of people that want to be involved in Venezuela. Mauricio is one of many, but by the way, not involved in Venezuela. I am not knowledgeable or know of any financial links he has to anybody in Venezuela.
So I'm going to reclaim my time, Mr. Secretary, but I'm glad that you said that. Because you have said these things, you have shared these talking points before.
They're not talking points, they're the truth.
But it is hard to take your word for it when this is the most corrupt administration in American history.
Well,
we're talking pardons for sale. We're talking about no-bid contracts to those on Trump's family and friends plan. We're talking about a $1.8 billion slush fund. And I think that's corruption. The American people think that's corruption. They want to know if you think that's corruption.
Okay. Number two, this goes right to the point of transparency. You're absolutely wrong about the way the money flows. It's pretty straightforward, and I'll share.
So I'm going to have to reclaim
So
my
when-
time again because
well, then, so
the
what kind of
question about
process is this? They get to
corruption-
ask
the
questions and you don't get to
question about-
answer?
It's my time. The question
I don't know
about
about you. When
corruption
is it
is
my
really
time?
important.
So why am I
because
here if I don't
you
get to answer
can't
your
call
questions
out-
or your defamatory statements?
Reclaiming my time,
Reclaim.
Mr.
I want
Chair.
you to, but I want to reclaim. Well, do I get time?
This
Because you
is
make
my
these
time,
defamatory
Mr. Chair.
statements and no one can talk here.
If
This
you
is crazy.
can't call out corruption in this country, then how can you call it out in another
Well, I can't say
country?
anything 'cause you
That
won't
is
let me
the
speak.
question. It is about credibility and your credibility. And your credibility meter is on empty right now. This
See,
oil.
these guys
who
just get to talk and I don't get to answer?
Who determines the barrels of oil that get sold?
Why-
How
but you
many
won't
of
let
them?
me
At
answer your
what
question.
price
I have
does
an
it
answer
get
for your
sold?
question.
Where is it going?
Oh, I get it.
will
They
let
have to
you.
use their time for me to answer
The
your
onus
question.
is on you to prove
joke.
that there is no corruption happening.
Well, how do I
That is
prove it if
your
you don't let me talk?
responsibility as the Secretary of State. And you know what? Normally we would have access to that data. That's the
You do. You
transparency.
just don't know where
but
to
you're
look.
not showing us any receipt. Well, then show us.
But
do
you
you
won't.
commit? Do you commit to coming back here with whoever the person is who is monitoring the sales of the oil? Bring them before this committee.
Can I
show
reclaim
the
my
receipts.
time?
Have the documentation. You don't have this time yet. I am talking about your credibility and evidence, not your talking points, because talking points are never a replacement for transparency
I agree,
and
but that's what you're saying. You're saying talking
and
points
we
without
have
an
not-
answer.
We are 5 months into this and no audits. Zero visibility into the
100%
contracts that are
false.
awarded.
100%
Zero
false.
Unfortunately,
transparency about where the
Representative's
money
time has
is
expired.
going.
Representative Salazar is recognized.
And giving contracts with no transparency
Can I
is
borrow your
exactly
time
the
to
reason
answer?
why you shut down USAID. So practice what you preach. I yield my
Oh,
time.
she gets to scream now too? Scream
Chairman,
and
can we
shout.
take down her words?
I'll give you some time. I'll give
Yeah.
you some of my time. Let me just
Okay.
just
But God,
change
what
the
kind of thing
energy.
is this? What is this? You get asked questions for 5 minutes and you don't get time to answer. It's not a hearing.
I think you said clown
Like
show
a dunk
before.
tank.
I
What
don't,
is
I don't
this?
have to tell you. I don't. I'll
I've
give
even
you
used
ti-
their time. How can I answer the question? They don't even give me time. I've had to use their time to answer your questions.
Yes.
All right, whatever.
All right.
This wasn't just another congressional hearing. It became a battle over credibility, transparency, and who gets to control the narrative. Representative Sidney Kamlager-Dove came in with sharp accusations, arguing that the administration owed Congress answers about Venezuela, financial oversight, and possible conflicts of interest. Her message was clear: without transparency, public trust suffers. Secretary Marco Rubio pushed back just as forcefully. He denied the accusations, insisted they were unsupported, and repeatedly argued that he was being prevented from answering the very questions being asked. As the interruptions continued, frustration boiled over. Rubio challenged the process itself, asking how anyone could defend themselves if they were never allowed to finish a response. That moment shifted the hearing. Suddenly, the debate wasn't only about Venezuela. It became about whether Congress was conducting oversight or producing political sound bites. Supporters of Kamlager-Dove saw aggressive accountability. Supporters of Rubio saw a witness being interrupted before he could respond. The reality is that congressional hearings are often as much about public messaging as they are about gathering information. Members have limited questioning time, and witnesses don't control the microphone. That dynamic can create dramatic exchanges like this one, where procedure becomes part of the story. Perhaps the most striking moment came when another member offered Rubio time from her own questioning period so he could answer. That underscored just how contentious the exchange had become. Whether you believe Kamlager-Dove's concerns deserve tougher scrutiny or think Rubio should have been given more uninterrupted time, one thing is hard to deny: this hearing became a political flashpoint. It raised larger questions about transparency, accountability, fairness, and whether today's congressional hearings are helping Americans understand the facts, or simply fueling the next viral political moment. Politics is always fierce, but credibility is earned when claims are backed by evidence, and opposing sides have a chance to be heard. That's ultimately what viewers were left to judge for themselves.